Principal Dr. Michael George, Athletic Director Kelly Blunt, and Head Coach Steph Durham, welcome to Stingray Bay Stadium.
Welcome into Atlantic Coast High School in Jacksonville, Florida, as we are getting set for action between Atlantic Coast and the Creekside Knights. We are live here on Schlick Sports, getting ready for this one, which has big playoff implications between these two teams. We're first going to start off by sending you down to the field for the national anthem.
By the Marching Rays.
It is senior night at Atlantic Coast High School as we are just about set for action between Creekside and Atlantic Coast. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast booth. I am Noah Schlick, bringing you tonight's action live here on Schlick Sports. We are about, well, we're looking at the time, 6 minutes away from kickoff as the teams in their respective end zones. Captains getting set to meet for the coin toss at midfield. Let's hit the pregame rundown for this game. The playoff implications, they are big. Both teams sit as 8 seeds in their respective playoff races. Creekside 8 and 4S District 1, AC in 4M District 1. Atlantic Coast has had a lot of success on the defensive side of the ball this year. The Stingray defense comes in allowing opponents just 20.6 points per game. They've got 15 takeaways this season, including 13 fumbles. This is a team that forced 6 fumbles last week against Reigns. Look out for them in that department in this game. The Knights offense, they have been equally good this year, come in averaging 34.8 points per game. Last week against Fleming Island, the Knights put up over 500 yards of offense for their second time in the last 3 games. The home team, historically in this matchup, has had a lot of success, and the away team has never won in the 4 times these teams have met. Last year at Creekside, the Knights came away with a 36-7 victory over Atlantic Coast in 2021. It was AC 29-14, 2020 at Creekside. The Knights 29-0, and then in a thrilling matchup in 2019, Atlantic Coast came away with a 23-20 victory at home. The Knights will need to change that to secure their playoff spot tonight. A loss and they are out. This kind of been the situation here these past few weeks, and as we hit these final 2 weeks of the season, these games will matter more than ever. The keys to this game, you got to win the turnover battle. This is an Atlantic Coast defense and a Creekside defense that are very good at forcing turnovers. The team that wins the turnover battle in this game will most likely win this ball game. Creekside, their defense has got to limit big plays. This is a very explosive Atlantic Coast offense. Though they haven't put a ton of points on the board this year, they have got some very athletic playmakers on their squad. Look out for that. No defensive touchdowns as my third and final key. This is for Creekside here, as Atlantic Coast has scored multiple defensive touchdowns this year, including a scoop and score last week. The Knights cannot afford to give up any points in that fashion. The coin toss has just gone down, and each team now in their respective end zones getting ready to break through the banner as we get set for action out here at Atlantic Coast High School. The sun going down behind the press box. It is 77 degrees with 7-mile-per-hour winds out here, partly cloudy. A beautiful night for football as we are just about set for action. The Knights breaking through their banner, white jerseys, red numbers with red pants in their Creekside, black helmets, Atlantic Coast, black from shoulder to toe with white helmets and orange numbers. Creekside now on their sideline as Atlantic Coast does a handshake and breaks through their banner. They run out onto the field. Each of these teams enter tonight's contest at 4-4. A big-time matchup tonight on a Thursday night edition of high school football. Creekside won the toss and deferred to the second half. Atlantic Coast will receive. As we are just about set for action out here at Atlantic Coast High School. The scoreboard is not working, unfortunately, so we're going to have to keep score right here on this broadcast and in our heads. I'll keep you updated throughout the game. AC gets ready to receive as Cooper Maurer will kick this one away for Creekside. He's a guy who will hit the end zone quite a bit. A lot of touchbacks from him this year. The Knights very good on special teams after they allowed a kick return for a touchdown on the first play of the game, first play of the season. This is a Creekside team that has improved mightily when it comes to these kickoffs as they trot out onto the field. Atlantic Coast breaks their huddle on the near sideline as they ready for action. Back to receive for Atlantic Coast, Nico Evans and Jeremiah Evans. The junior pair set up just inside the 10-yard line as Cooper Maurer readies for the Knights. And the kick is away. It's going to go over the head of Nico Evans into the end zone, and we are all set for action. Atlantic Coast will take over on their own 20-yard line. This is an Atlantic Coast offense that has had their ups and downs this season. They come in averaging 14.25 points per game. Don't have too many turnovers. They've turned the ball over 10 times this season. And they tried out a freshman quarterback tonight in Zachary Phillips. The 5'6" freshman last week got the start against Rains. It's a game in which he completed 48 of his passes, was 17 for 35 for 106 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He took over here for Sean Speed, who's out with an injury. He's been doing some really nice things for Atlantic Coast this year. So they start with 3 out wide right, 1 left, and shotgun formation. It's a quick little screen pass to the right that lands on the ground. Incomplete. Creekside's defense this year, they started off not great. Had their struggles against Nice, Palm Beach Central, Richmond Hill, but after their game against Buchholz, things started to click for Creekside. They've forced 12 turnovers this year. Coming into this game with quite a few sacks. They have got some monsters on that defensive line. 22 sacks for them in 8 games. Had 6.5 last week as they bring the pressure here. It's a quick little pass. Complete. Rico Walker has it for a short gain. Atlantic Coast will have the ball around the 23-yard line. There's no yard markers at the middle of the field, so we are looking at 5 yards. So our estimate is the 23. Yeah, there's just 5 yards for every line out here. Every five yards is marked with the line. There's no hash marks on either side. As there's a timeout called on the field already by Atlantic Coast, so they'll take a look at what they're going to draw up here on 3rd down and 7. Just getting started out here at Atlantic Coast High School. There's 11-12 to go here in the first quarter as Atlantic Coast, after receiving the kickoff, face a 3rd down and 7 from their own 23.
The blow dry bar, Just Jams Entertainment,
Creekside's defense
KD Studio.
allowing conversions on third down just 36% of the time. Heading into the week compared to 44% last year. They've done a nice job locking down on third down. Getting off the field in these situations will be huge for the Knights in this game. Jordan Bell, the junior running back, set up to the right of Phillips, the quarterback. He's got 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. He looks to pass to the right. He fires it over the head of Rico Walker, incomplete. And out comes the punt team, Atlantic Coast, staring down a 3-and-out on their first drive. The punter for the Stingrays is Justin Carrero. On his senior night, he's got some early action. Cooper Dixon back to receive for Creekside.
Number 34, Justin Carrero.
The snap is good. The kick is away. Going to take a hop. Atlantic Coast side of the field. Actually, Cooper Dixon came in. He wasn't going to let that take a hop. He was trying to pick that one up off the ground and return it. Bobbled it a little bit, but he falls on the ball on the Atlantic Coast 42, so not even 20 yards on that punt. Might have gotten tipped at the line as there was some pressure on the punter, Carrero. But Creekside's offense will take over in golden territory. And this is where you got to cash in with some points. Atlantic Coast defense, though, they've done a nice job all year. Last week against Reigns, a very tough 7-1 Vikings team, they were able to lock down throughout the game, kept their team in it. Almost came away with a major upset in the graveyard. Creekside starts off with 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. They hand to Harrison Garrido up the middle, and he's going to get forward for around 4 to 5 yards. Second down and 5 coming up for Creekside on the Atlantic Coast 37. Ashenfelder gives left again to Garrido. He's got a little space, cuts back to the middle of the field. He's got the first down inside the 30-yard line. He'll be dragged down by the ankles. First down and 10, forward to the 28. First down and 10. Creekside's offense last week against Fleming Island put up 545 yards and 49 points, just barely escaping a thrilling 49-48 victory. Play action. Ashenfelder looking for Caleb Taylor. Birch inside the 5. In and out of the hands. There is a flag on the near sideline.
Flag on the play.
And we'll see who this goes against. Birch had to jump out for that ball. Would have been a really nice catch had he made it. Eros Toffer looks to be asking about the call. And it's going to go against Creekside. They're going to back him up 5 yards. It's an ineligible receiver downfield. Second down and 15.
5-yard penalty.
And Eros Toffer jump. Ashenfelder clapped his hands 3 times. And Eros Toffer jumped across the line of scrimmage. So a couple mistakes here from Creekside, backing him up 10 yards. Second down and 20. Three out wide to Ashenfelder's right, 1 to his left, pistol formation. Oscar Earl, the tight end, out on the right side with Aaron Satiris and Caleb Taylor Birch. They hand up the middle to Harrison Garrido. He's not going to get much, just forward to around the 35-yard line. And an eligible receiver downfield, I guess, is not a loss of downs. I'm just following the marker on the field. It's second down and around 17 yards if you're just tuning in. No hash marks out here, just every 5 yards, so we're making estimates. Ashenfelder fires left, was looking for Ashton Reynolds. Pass was out wide, looked like a miscommunication on the left side of the field. That'll bring up third down and 16 yards for the Creekside Knights. Make it 17. Cooper Mauer's got a good leg. A few more yards would probably put the Knights on the edge of field goal range. Whistles on the field. And the official on the near sideline is talking with Atlantic Coast head coach Step Durham. Not sure if it's about the sideline or if the coach is talking. Could hear him saying, "I'm not doing this tonight." 3rd and 17. Ashenfelder feeling the pressure, steps up in the pocket, on the run, rolling right. He's got Harrison Garrido for the first down inside the 20-yard line, forward to around the 10. Knights move the chains on 3rd down and 17. Nice play by Sean Ashenfelder, the quarterback. 9:05 to go in the first quarter. Knights sitting on the 12. Ashenfelder gives left to Garrido. He's going to be tackled down inside the 10, around the 7. From the 8-yard line, we're going to say. The Knights got 2 out wide right, 1 left. Ashenfelder looking to throw left. Ashton Reynolds is there. There's a flag and a fly as it fell incomplete over his head. The flag came from the near sideline on the other side of the field, was where the play happened. And it's another illegal man downfield for Creekside. They got to watch themselves with their ineligible receivers. That's the second penalty called there in this drive. Second down and around 11 yards. This one coming from the 13. Ashenfelder fakes the give to Garrido, running right. He passes to Caleb Taylor Birch. He's got a block, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Creekside. Ashenfelder had a triple option there. Faked the give to Garrido, who got blown up in the backfield. Ashenfelder ran right. Then he flipped behind him to Caleb Taylor Birch, who was able to run it in for 6 points. Knights strike first. Cooper Mauer on for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0 Creekside with 8:20 to go here in the first. Knights strike first. Knights scoring plays are brought to you by Baker's Sporting Goods. Gear up for greatness as Creekside gets on the board for the first time tonight. They lead 7-0 heading into the break. You're listening to Creekside football on Schlick Sports. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. They specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. Back at Atlantic Coast High School, Creekside leads the Atlantic Coast Stingrays by a score of 7-0. As on the road, the Knights get some big-time points on their first possession of the ballgame. Defense was able to force a 3-and-out. A punt from Atlantic Coast traveled under 20 yards. Creekside got the ball on the Atlantic Coast 42. They're able to cash in. A little bit on the ground, a little bit through the air. Ends up with a 7-0 lead as Cooper Maurer kicks this one away. This is going to be returnable. Nico Evans brings it in inside the 5, trying to switch sides of the field. He's got tacklers all around him. He's going to be down just past the 10-yard line. And a late flag flies after the play on the Atlantic Coast sideline. And it's going to be a sideline warning. As it looked like the referee earlier on was warning them about that on Creekside's first offensive possession. Threw a flag for it there. There might have been a malfunction with the clock as well. So Atlantic Coast will take over on their own 12-yard line. They might be trying to correct some with the clock, might not. They reset the clock to 8:08. Ball on the 13-yard line, first down and 10 for Atlantic Coast. After a 3-and-out on their previous possession, flags fly before the play. And it looks like Atlantic Coast jumped, and yes, they did. That was Alex Barber, the left tackle, backing him up. Around the 7-8-yard line. First and 15. We'll see how Zachary Phillips responds after that first drive did not go his way. He's got 3 receivers out left. He hands it off to the running back. That's Jordan Bell. He's not going anywhere. A gain of a yard or 2 on first down will bring up second down and 14. Atlantic Coast offensive line stays put at the line of scrimmage. All their skill position players meet for a huddle. Back around the 2, they break. 3 left, 1 right. Pistol formation. Scheibel in at running back. Phillips takes the snap. It's play action. Ball tipped at the line. Colton Lavelle got a hand on it, and it falls incomplete. Bringing up third down and 14. It looks like they're sending George Scheibel off the field. Some with the equipment. Shoe, I don't know. It's third down and 14. 7:19 to go. In the first quarter, Creekside leads 7-0. Shotgun formation. He's got 3 out wide left, 1 right. Phillips takes the snap, looking to pass. Under pressure, he is sacked. Ball is loose. Creekside has got it. Luke Millinor recovers the strip sack. Tice Donnelly and Cole Long were in there to force the ball free. And Luke Millinor falls on the ball inside the 5. Creekside takes over on the Atlantic Coast 4. And this is a huge opportunity for the Knights early on in this ball game. You got 4 plays to get 4 yards. First and goal. Hand to Garrido, left. And he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. The Atlantic Coast defensive line in there to make a play. They've been really good against the run this year. Opponents have put up some stats against them, but most of the time that's from big plays. This is a team that you're going to get 0, 1, 3, or 40. Knights set up with 2 wide receivers out to the right. They got a tight end blocking on the left side of the line. Pistol formation. Ashenfelder looks to pass. Firing to Reynolds in the end zone. It's caught for a Creekside touchdown.
Pass complete for number 2, Sean Ashenfelder. Number 3, Ashton Reynolds.
Complimentary football at its best for the Creekside Knights. Start off with great field position on their first possession. 42 yards to the end zone right there on 3rd and 14. Strip sack on the 4. Turns into another touchdown for the Knights. Ashton Reynolds with the receiving touchdown as the extra point is up. It is good. Welcome back, Ashton Reynolds, first receiving touchdown of his senior season after missing a large period of that first season to a leg injury. He is back, and the Knights lead 14-0. Scoring plays for Creekside are brought to you by Baker's Sporting Goods. Gear up for greatness. We'll be back here with more action from Creekside and Atlantic Coast. Looking for a realtor to help you with your real estate transactions? Contact Jason Purvis with Next Home First Coast. Jason has years of experience in real estate with more than 75 successful closed transactions. Jason is a Durban Crossing resident and Creekside parent helping people buy and sell real estate across Northeast Florida. He'll provide you with a personalized real estate experience. Contact Jason today at 802-373-8543 or Jason at nexthomefirstcoast.com. Back at Atlantic Coast High School, where the Creekside Knights lead 14-0. Kick is away. It's taken in at the 1-yard line by Nico Evans. He's got a much better return than last time as it's forward past the 20. He'll be down around the 23. Atlantic Coast in the danger zone, down 14-0 early. Not even 6 minutes into this ball game. Creekside's defense is not allowed a first down yet. So we're going to take a timeout for an official water break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Creekside and Atlantic Coast live on Schlick Sports. Test. All right, audio's good. We'll be back after this. Baker Sports is proud to be a partner and apparel provider for the Creekside Knights. With all the vendors Baker's offers, you can get your gear covered from cheerleading to football to fans. We are a one-stop shop for top-quality sports apparel and equipment. Call us at 904-388-8126 for all your sporting good needs. First quarter of action between Creekside and Atlantic Coast as the Stingrays back out on the field, down 14-0 at home. They start off with 3 wide receivers out wide right, 1 left shotgun as Scheibel back into the game at running back. He'll set up to the left of Phillips at quarterback. Zachary Phillips, the freshman, one of his first starts after taking over for Sean Speed last week against Rains, his first career start at the varsity level. Faces some adversity early on against the Knights as he fires incomplete off the hands of Colton Lavelle. Second down and 10. Atlantic Coast offense this year averaging 14.25 points per game. That drops down to 9 against teams 500 and above. They're going to need to score way more than that to come out with a victory tonight, and one that they very much need. Each of these teams trying to secure a playoff spot, each sitting in the 8th seed in their regions and class. They each need this win in a big way. It's a little dump-off pass here to Scheibel, stuck in the backfield. He is tackled behind the line. Creekside's defensive line and our linebackers back there all over that play. Third down and 11. for Atlantic Coast.
Third down.
They break the huddle back around the 20. 3 wide receivers left in towards the line. 1 out wide right. It's another dump-off pass to the running back. This one's got a little more space, but not by much. Jordan Bell past the 25
Pass complete to Bell.
to around the
Brought down
26.
by number 7, Parker Vingus.
It'll be 4th down
Pick up a 5.
and 7 yards. I'm going to have to say this throughout the night, because when it looks like I don't know where it is, it's because there's no hash marks, so we're making estimates, trying our best. The punt is up. Cooper Dixon calling for a fair catch, and he takes it just inside the 50-yard line in Atlantic Coast territory. Knights will get the ball around the 48-yard line. 4:46 remains in the first quarter. And the Creekside Knights offense taking over for the third time in tonight's game. And they've started inside Atlantic Coast territory every time on the 42, 4, and now the 48. Ashenfelder's got 2 wide receivers right, 1 left, drops back to pass, steps forward in the pocket, firing downfield for Arrows Toffer. It is incomplete. Down the right side, he had him open. Just fired it a little long. It's 2nd down and 10. Atlantic Coast making sure I have to keep talking so I don't get copyrighted on this video for the music. 2nd down and 10. It's a give up the middle. Harrison Garrido's got 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. Gets a few yards after contact. Driving forward to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Creekside Knights, who have started off running the ball well against a good run defense. Ashenfelder's got 2 out wide to the left, 1 right. Garrido, the running back, just a couple yards behind him. They give it to Garrido, who breaks a tackle, trying to fight for the first down. It's going to be close. And looks like the Knights do not have enough. It's going to be 4th down and inches for Creekside. The fist was up, but it looks like now they're calling for a measurement. It's going to be close. As we're waiting on the chain gang. So out march the chains. This is going to be a close one. The Knights just inches away for the first down. If they don't have it. And it looks like they don't have it by about a foot. Probably not even that. It's going to be 4th down and inches for the Creekside Knights. Knights are going to go for it on the Atlantic Coast 38. Same formation as the previous play. We got Oscar Earl, the tight end, blocking behind the left side of the line. And it's a false start on Creekside. That's the 2nd false start on that snap cadence tonight. Ashenfelder clapped his hands twice. Right there, the right guard, Austin Eakin, jumping. And I'll make it 4th down and 6 yards for the Creekside Knights. 5 yards, 5.5. So out to punt is Cooper Maurer. Another mental mistake there for Creekside. They had 8 false start penalties 2 weeks ago against Bartram Trail. That's 2 in their first 3 possessions. As Maurer's punt is up and away. He's going to bounce inside the 5 and out around the 6 or the 7. Great punt there for Cooper Maurer. As that is the 7th time this season he's pinned an opposing offense inside the 20-yard line. As Atlantic Coast takes over with 3:22 to go in the first quarter. So Atlantic Coast, they get the stop. But they got to get something going. We mentioned the matchup history and how the home team has won every matchup between these two teams. Dating back to 2019, they faced off every year. Creekside had a good lead on the road back in 2019 before the Stingrays came back and won 23-20. Atlantic Coast searching for their first down, and they're not going to get on that play. They're going to go backwards on the first down give. I'll set up second down and 12 from the 5-yard line. Here's the snap. Looking to take it himself is Phillips. Escaping out to his left. He's going to pick up a few yards. Near the 10-yard line, he's going to be down around the 8 or 9. It'll be third down and 9 yards for Atlantic Coast. So see what the Stingrays draw up here. They haven't thrown the ball downfield more than once today, and that was just a little 7-8 yarder near the first down markers. Eventually, they're going to have to try to air this thing out. 2 wide receivers on either side. Shotgun running back to the left. Under pressure. Running forward is Phillips. He jukes a man at the 10. Forward to around the 20. He's got the first down. Good scramble there from Zachary Phillips. He was under pressure in the backfield. He ends up picking up Atlantic Coast first down of the night, right on the 20-yard line. Same formation as the previous play for the Stingrays. We got Taylor Kennedy out to the left. Carlton Cogdell. They hit Cogdell on a screen pass, and Caden Vimick Tyan meets him right there. Going to be a loss of 2, bringing up second down and 12. Vimick Tyan read that thing perfectly. He wasn't blocked. Goes for another loss. That is not the first time Atlantic Coast has seen a loss of yards on first down. It's probably the 3rd time tonight. And this is their 4th possession of the ballgame. Two on either side, shotgun formation. It's a pass, little slant for a yard. It was complete that time to Jeremiah Evans. But he stopped at the 19, 3rd down and 11 for Atlantic Coast. So Atlantic Coast huddling back inside the 15. They're able to get the ball out fast that time, trying to make something happen over the middle. Knights defense were all over it. 2 left, 2 right. Looking to pass, Phillips. Now rolling right, being chased down by Cole Long. He fires complete. That's Cogdell. Going to be shy of the first down by a couple yards. We'll see how aggressive Atlantic Coast wants to get deep in their own territory. They're going to send out the punt team, it looks like, on 4th down and 2. AC has been unable to really move the ball offensively. And this early in the game, you're not going to take a gamble this far in your own territory. As the clock will run down to triple zeros, and at the end of 1, it is Creekside 14, Atlantic Coast nothing. Knights get the ball back when we return right here on Schlick Sports. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. They specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. Back here in the second quarter, Atlantic Coast getting ready to punt it away on their own 28-yard line, 4th down and 2. Cooper Dixon back to receive for Creekside on the Knights' 45-yard line. As we're waiting for the official whistles to get going in the second quarter of play, Creekside leads 14-0 after 1. As here is the kick. Up and away. Good air under this one. Dixon going to take it in on the Knights' 41, trying to make a return. Gets past the 45, fighting for yards. Up around the 47, he'll be brought down. So the Knights offense takes over. Excuse me, on the 48. It's the Knights offense that's 2 for 3 in their offensive possessions in terms of getting into the end zone. They've started off with great field position all night long. 42, 4, and 48. They start here on their own 48-yard line. It's a screen pass to Caleb Taylor Birch. He's got 5 yards. Maybe forward for 6 there. Into Atlantic Coast territory on the 47. Second down and 4. Play action. Ashenfelder looking to his left. He's got the tight end on a flat. Oscar Earl inside the 40-yard line. He's got the first down. Around the 41, Creekside moving the chains. Knights have got Aaron Satteris out to the right with Caleb Taylor Birch. Ashton Reynolds on the left for Creekside. Pistol formation, Garrido in at running back. They hand it off to him up the middle. Not going to get much on first down. Just past the 40, put him on the 39. Second down and 8 coming up for Creekside. Knights have found success running the ball especially compared to what teams have been able to accomplish against Atlantic Coast this season. A lot of consistent gains, no big plays for Creekside, but they're moving the ball well on the ground, having a lot of success through the air. One high safety, it's play action, and Sean Aschenfelder hit hard. The ball is loose, and Atlantic Coast has got it. A strip sack of Sean Aschenfelder as he was blown up. Aschenfelder, a little slow getting up to his feet, but he's able to jog off the field. His helmet came off on the hit. He's coming off the right side of that offensive line. Defensive end able to get in there, knock it free, and Atlantic Coast has got the ball on their own 37-yard line. Still waiting on the offense to get out onto the field, as they got their best starting field position of the night. First down and 10 for the Stingrays. They start off with a screen pass. It's caught, getting forward for a gain of 3. It's Jeremiah Evans. Give him 4 actually to the 42. It's second down and 6 yards to go for Atlantic Coast. Sun setting behind us. So we've got the dark night sky setting in, the moon popping out from behind the clouds as Atlantic Coast has got the ball. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. They hand it up the middle. Running back Wellman gonna fall forward for a yard or 2. I'll bring up third down and 5 yards for Atlantic Coast. Atlantic Coast converted on 1 third down tonight. Looking to make it 2, as that would put him up by the 50-yard line. They send 3 receivers out to the left, 1 right. Pistol formation. Scheibel in at running back. Trying to take it himself. Phillips, the quarterback, breaks out of the pocket. Past the 45, he's not going to have enough for the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 2 yards to go. And on their own 46, we'll see what Atlantic Coast goes with here. No move to the punt team yet.
4th down and about 3 yards.
As Step Durham is leaving his offense on the field. It's 14-0, Creekside leading over Atlantic Coast with 8:15 to go in the second quarter. As near midfield, the Stingrays taking a chance, getting aggressive on 4th down. Here's 4th and 2. Running left and flipping it forward for the first down and more. Wellman trucks a guy up to the Creekside 20-yard line. Jordan Bell, the ball carrier, getting forward deep into Creekside territory. Zachary Phillips, the quarterback, was running left. He pitched it forward to his running back, Bell. Picks up a massive gain of 34 yards. That's more than Atlantic Coast has had on offense the entire night. On the 20-yard line of Creekside, it's first down and 10. They hand it off again, this time up the middle. That run is stuffed. One thing Creekside was looking to do on defense this week was limit big plays from this Atlantic Coast offense, and they got a major one right there on 4th and 2. Knights' defensive line has had their way in this game. Their linebackers are doing a nice job. Right there, allowed a little hole to break, and the pitch got him past the defensive line when he brought it in. Parallel to the Knights' middle linebacker. Bell was able to go forward for a major gain, and flags fly here on 2nd and 10. And it's false start on Atlantic Coast, backing him up to the 25.
False start. Stingrays. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Here's 2nd and 15. Quick pass out right. It's caught. Rico Walker
Complete.
inside the 20-yard line. He's forward to the 19. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Atlantic Coast. Oh, this is a passing situation. Atlantic Coast has seen success the most when they've gotten
3rd down.
the run outside of the tackles. I'm looking for a little option for the quarterback, Phillips, who's been able to use his legs to pick up yardage all night long. He's got Scheibel in at running back, set up to his right. 3 out wide left, 1, which is Rico Walker out wide right. Phillips looks to pass over the middle, nearly picked off by Colton Lavelle, just a little too low for the linebacker to get his hands down. It'll be 4th and 9. There's a timeout on the field before this play. 5:49 remains here in the 2nd quarter of action. Creekside leads Atlantic Coast 14-0, but the Stingrays looking for some points when we return on Schlick Sports. Baker Sports is proud to be a partner and apparel provider for the Creekside Knights. With all the vendors Baker's offers, you can get your gear covered from cheerleading to football to fans. We are a one-stop shop for top-quality sports apparel and equipment. Call us at 904-388-8126 for all your sporting good needs. Second quarter of action is on 4th and 9 on the Creekside 19. Atlantic Coast is bringing out the offense, trying to get 6, down 14-0 with 5:49 on the clock. Looking to pass right. It is complete inside the 5, diving for the pylon, but stepping out of bounds is Taylor Kennedy.
Number 15.
That's the first time this game Atlantic Coast has really let it fly downfield.
Play is good for a Stingray
That pass
first
forward
down.
15 yards in the air. They're down to the 3. 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Kennedy at 6'1", 177, had the size advantage on the outside. I believe it was Caden Vimick-Tyan in coverage. He's able to create a little separation on a fade. 3 wide right, 1 left, shotgun, running back to the left. They now motion over a receiver to the left side, faking the give to Scheibel, running it forward as Phillips. He's going to be shy of the goal line.
Scheibel on the carry.
We're going to put him on the 1-yard line. Maybe the 2. Atlantic Coast offense has not even been in Creekside's half of the field before this possession. After the strip sack, giving them the ball on their own 38, the Stingrays able to march down the field, now sitting on the 2, and they haven't even broken the huddle yet. There's no play clock out here at Atlantic Coast, so we don't know what it's sitting at, but you gotta imagine they don't have much time to get this snap off. 3 out wide, left, 1 right. Running himself, Phillips. He's got nothing up the middle. Colton Lavelle stops him for a loss, but a late flag flies. And we'll see if this is against Creekside or Atlantic Coast. The spot of the ball is on the 5-yard line. And it's either an unsportsmanlike or unnecessary roughness on Atlantic Coast. So that'll back him up 15 yards to the 20. And a major self-inflicted wound as Lavelle brought the quarterback Phillips back to around the 10-yard line, and then some words were exchanged and maybe a shove as well. So Atlantic Coast shoots themselves in the foot. Setting up 3rd down and goal from the 20-yard line.
15-yard penalty.
They got Walker, Cogdell, and Evans out wide left, one right. They're looking to the right. It is chipped out of the air. Jackson Earl coming in from safety, making a nice defensive play. As Taylor Kennedy had a little bit of space, was probably going to catch it inside the 5. But Jackson Earl breaks it up. And Atlantic Coast is meeting by the sideline. And they're going to call timeout here on 4th and goal from the 20-yard line. This would be a 37-yard field goal for Gabby Rourke, their kicker. Might be a little out of range. And the offense here, they're going to try to get it from 20 yards out. You got to imagine they're looking back to Taylor Kennedy. He's their biggest target out there with Carter Ladd out there, senior tight end. He'll line up at receiver for him as well. He's at 6'4", 230. Normally creates a big-time size advantage for him, but with him down, their biggest receiver is 6'1", and that's Kennedy, who's done a nice job of making himself. He's playing bigger than 6'1" out on the football field. He's got a receiver with him on the right side. Look out for him one-on-one with Vimic Tyan on the right side. 2 wide receivers out to the left. Jackson Earl, the safety, eyeing up that matchup again. As they look to pass, they are looking to the end zone. It is incomplete. Intended for Carlton Cogdell on that right side. Jackson Earl breaks up the pass. And Creekside will take over on their own 20-yard line. So the defense makes a stand for Creekside. And with 4:11 to go here in the second quarter, the Knights get the ball back on offense. So Sean Aschenfelder back in at quarterback after the strip sack on the previous possession. He got hammered in the backfield. I believe that came from Camden Hardy. They start off with a give up the middle. Harrison Garrido forward around 2 to 3 yards. Will be 2nd down and 8. 2 left, 2 right. They motion out Garrido, the running back, to the right. Aschenfelder looks to the dump off left. That's Caleb Taylor Birch. He's got it past the 25, going to be shy of the first down at the 30. As the Knights will have the ball around the 27. Third and 3. They give to Garrido. He's got the first down past the 30. Going to be tackled around the 35. So we got a DJ on the sideline. We got Taylor Swift playing out here at Atlantic Coast High School. We got the crowd, cheerleaders jamming out, and down on the field there's a football game. Weird combination. I guess not anymore, as Caleb Taylor Birch on the screen pass gets forward for a yard or two. Here's 2nd and 9. 3 left, 1 out wide right. Aschenfelder looks to pass, dumps it off to his safety valve. Garrido, the running back's got some space. He's past the 50, going to be tackled in Atlantic Coast territory, shy of the 45, around the 46. They do actually mark him tip of the ball on the 45. Creekside moves the chains, 1st and 10 with 2:50 to go in the first half. Aschenfelder looking downfield. Cooper Dixon's got it. Inside the 30-yard line, near the 25, Cooper Dixon makes the catch out of the slot. Put the Knights on the 26-yard line, or excuse me, the 21. 3 out wide right, 1 left. It's a handoff, Garrido. Only going to get a yard on that carry to the 20-yard line. Second and 9. Same formation as the previous play. 3 out wide right, but now they motion over Birch to the left side. Play action, running left. Aschenfelder firing for arrows. Choffer on the right sideline. It's incomplete. Good coverage on the other side. Does that look like Keyshawn Love? Or excuse me, that was Cedric McNish on the far sideline. 3rd down and 9. Same formation for Creekside. And it looks like they got Atlantic Coast to jump. Over the line came Jarvis Weishi. And it is offsides on the Stingrays. So instead of 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 4 for Creekside. Aschenfelder, play action, throws right. He's got Caleb Taylor Birch for the 1st down. Inside the 10, ball came loose. It's another fumble forced by Atlantic Coast. After 6 last week, inside the 10, they poked the ball free from Caleb Taylor Birch. And the Knights looked to have for sure points on that drive. Knocked right out of their hands, as Atlantic Coast will take over possession on their own 15. 1:55 to go here in the first half. Atlantic Coast came into this game defensively. They had forced 15 turnovers, 13 of them fumbles. They forced 6 last week against Rains, given 2 in the first half against Creekside. Coach Durham talking about that this week on the amount of fumbles they've forced. They teach their guys to punch out the ball, and they put them in position to make those plays. As the Knights defense back on the field, still only up 14-0. As there's a flag for a delay of game against Atlantic Coast. 1st down and 15. Coming up for the Stingrays. On their own 9. Stingrays meet on the left side of the field again. They got a weird huddle where the offensive line, they stay put at the line, but their wide receivers, running backs, and of course their quarterback Phillips relays the sign from the sideline, and then by the sideline they have the huddle and they head out onto the field for the play. Phillips looks to pass over the middle, incomplete. Colton Lavelle breaking up the pass intended for Rico Walker. here's 2nd and 15. The huddle breaks for Atlantic Coast. The Knights show 3 down on the defensive line. Got 4 in at linebacker and Donnelly, Milliner, Lavelle, and McGuff. Here's 2nd and 15. It's a little screen pass. Caught, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage on the play. As that was Bell. Forward to the 15-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. Timeout called by Atlantic Coast. We back after the break. Minute 45 remains in the first half. Our score, Creekside 14, Atlantic Coast nothing. Looking for a realtor to help you with your real estate transactions? Contact Jason Purvis with Next Home First Coast. Jason has years of experience in real estate with more than 75 successful closed transactions. Jason is a Durban Crossing resident and Creekside parent helping people buy and sell real estate across Northeast Florida. He'll provide you with a personalized real estate experience. Contact Jason today at 802-373-8543 or Jason at nexthomefirstcoast.com. Back here at Atlantic Coast High School, 3rd down and 9 for the Stingrays. Under pressure is Phillips. He rolls to his right, got a man complete. Walker past the 20-yard line. He's going to be shy of the 1st down as the student section firing confetti into the air, a party in the USA. It's going to be 4th down and 3 yards to go for Atlantic Coast. They're going to punt this one away from the looks of it. 1:37 to go in the 2nd quarter. Zahn is the punter. Correos. Last punt was really good. This one's blocked. It's rolling in the end zone, and it is out the back for a safety. How about that? Creekside blocks the punt, and it goes out of the back of the end zone for a safety, and just like that, it is 16-0 Creekside. The Knights have blocked 5 kicks this year, make it 6 now. They come close a couple times tonight. And right there, the Knights with a big-time play on special teams. They'll get the ball back after the punt from the 20. The offense will have 1:29 to work with. How about that for the Creekside Knights? Making a big play on special teams is really their momentum had kind of died. This game had hit a little flat part of the game is best way to describe it. Defensive battle in the 2nd quarter after the Knights put up 14 in the 1st. 2 turnovers forced by Atlantic Coast. Drove down, had a chance to score on their previous offensive possession, and then right there, a 3-and-out punt block safety. That's not the first time the Knights have done that in these last 2 years. They had that exact same play happen last year at Mandarin. Is on his Gabby Rourke to kick this one away from the Atlantic Coast 20-yard line. Harrison Garrido and Jackson Earl back to receive for Creekside. As this kick is up, going to take a hop just inside the 15. Garrido brings it in. I said 15, inside the 45. Garrido takes it in on the 44. As the Knights offense sets up in their own half of the field, just shy of midfield. 1:27 to go in the first half. Move the ball forward a yard to the 45. And on other nights, they fumbled it away on their last 2 possessions. Under pressure, Ashenfelder has the ball tipped at the line. He catches his own pass, but unfortunately, it's going to be a loss of 12 yards. That'll go down as a completion and a reception for Sean Ashenfelder. But it looks like this year the quarterback's going to have himself negative 12 receiving yards. Second down and 22. Ashenfelder feeling the pressure from the 4-man rush. He steps forward, fires over the middle to Arrows Choffer. It is incomplete. Third down and 22. So the Knights have a long way to go on third down. And 55 seconds to go in the first half. They moved the ball really well in their first 2 possessions. They got the ball down into the red zone last time out. They've stalled, been unable to get any points on the board since their second possession. As here's Rocco Ripa on a designed screen. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 22 coming up for Creekside. Clock's running as Atlantic Coast, I believe, just used their last timeout, officially stopping it with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Wasn't sure if they'd already used all 3 or not. So the Stingrays will have 33 seconds to work with as this second quarter, outside of that block punt, they've been able to force turnovers, keep the Knights out of the end zone. Real bend, don't break defense played by the Stingrays here in the second quarter. As we're going to step away here for the timeout. I'll be back in 15 seconds on Schlick Sports. Fourth and 22 is Creekside going to punt it away with 33 seconds to go in the second quarter. As Maurer boots this one up into the night sky. Inside the 30 will take a bounce. Bounces back, however, out of bounds. Around the 30, around the 31. They're officially going to place it on the 30, however. So Creekside's defense back on the field after forcing the 3 and out, then the safety on the punt. And Atlantic Coast offense, they've had one good drive, and outside of that, they've been unable to get anything going offensively. They get the ball on their own 30, and we'll see how they approach this drive. They're going to try to get some points in or run the clock down. The Knights did defer the opening toss, so they will receive to start the second half. Two receivers on either side. Phillips, under pressure in the backfield, is going to be sacked. Inside the 20-yard line, back near the 15. A giant loss of yardage on first down. It's going to be second and around 25 yards for Atlantic Coast. Make it 23 as the clock hits 0, and that will take us into the halftime break. So Creekside able to lead 16-0 at the end of the first half. Should probably be up more, but 2 fumbles forced by the Atlantic Coast defense, keeping them in the ball game. We'll see how these two teams come looking after the break, but we're going to send you over to the halftime break when we return here on Schlick Sports in 20 minutes for the third quarter. Our score, Creekside 16, Atlantic Coast nothing. We are just about set for the third quarter of action here on Schlick Sports as we've got a good one brewing between Atlantic Coast and Creekside. The Knights get the ball up 16-0 to start the second half of play. It's back to return for Creekside will be Harrison Garrido and Jackson Earl. Atlantic Coast still meeting in their own end zone. Breaking to the sidelines now. This first half, you feel like Creekside, they've missed some opportunities to really have this game almost put away heading into the second half. 2 fumbles in enemy territory really cost the Knights there in that second quarter. One in specific. And the Knights drove the ball down the field in the red zone, completed pass inside the 10. And Atlantic Coast able to jar the ball loose. Taking away almost surefire points for the Knights, as they only enter the second half now, up 16-0. It's a good lead, and they'll look to build on it right here to start the third quarter. Getting down on the sideline, the feeling stern talking to that team. They feel like they should be in much greater control of this game and in a better spot heading into the second half. They're already in a good one, though. Up 16-0 as the kick is away. Harrison Garrido brings it in just inside the 20, running it back. He's got a little room to work past the 40, past the 45. Harrison Garrido up near midfield making plays on special teams. So Creekside gets the ball on their own 46-yard line. Put them at the 47. As out trots the Knights offense, looking to have a clean drive that ends with points. 2 turnovers, both by a fumble in that first half. As they start with the give to the left side, Harrison Garrido. Not going to get much. Only a yard or 2 on the carry. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 for Creekside. Knights have got 2 receivers outright. 1 left, a tight end Earl blocking behind the left side of the offensive line. Pistol formation, Harrison Garrido at running back. It's play action. Aschenfelder feeling pressure from behind, throws it down the field. He's got Arrows Toffer inside the 30. He breaks a tackle, headed for the end zone. He is in for a Creekside touchdown. Arrows Toffer on the 53-yard touchdown reception. Sean Aschenfelder put it on the money inside the 20-yard line. Arrows Toffer broke a tackle and took it to the house. How about that for the Creekside Knights? There's a flag on the play. Looks to be going against the Creekside Knights. I believe unsportsmanlike after the play is Toffer, the corner guarding him, grabbed onto him at the goal line and kind of didn't let go in the end zone. He shrugged him off. Most likely that was the source of the penalty, as there's whistles before the snap. On the extra point, we'll see who this is against. And it's offsides against Atlantic Coast, so Creekside will be kicking half the distance to the goal on the extra point. Looking to make it 23-0 on the extra point. Cooper Maurer on extra points this year. He's now 31 of 31, looking to make it 32 of 32. The kick is up, and it is good. Creekside takes a 23-0 lead after the 53-yard touchdown pass from Sean Aschenfelder to Eros Toffer. Night scoring plays are brought to you by Baker Sporting Goods. Gear up for greatness. The Knights with a big lead over Atlantic Coast when we return on Schlick Sports. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. They specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. After a personal foul on the receiving touchdown, the Knights will kick this one away from their own 25-yard line. They now lead by a score of 23-0 as Maurer kicks this one away. Will be taken in inside the 20-yard line. Good head of steam. Forward on the return, Evans. Past the 35, down around the 37-yard line. So Atlantic Coast takes over in their own territory, held scoreless in the first half. The offense got to find some way to get the ball moving and into the end zone. The defense, they've done their jobs in this game. They've forced 2 fumbles. They've kept as many points off the board as I feel they can against this Knights offense, especially with the field position they've been put in. They got a lockdown. I don't think Atlantic Coast can afford to allow another touchdown. And the defense might have to score as well. There's a flag after the play. It was a complete pass out to the left side. Coggle went out of bounds after a 2-yard gain, but a flag flew in the middle of the field well after the play was over. And we'll have to see who this goes against. The officials discussing in the middle of the field. And here's the official signal. It's a holding call against the defense. So they'll move the ball forward 10 yards and give Atlantic Coast a first down. So ball on the 47-yard line. They haven't moved the chains yet. They're signaling, and the chains will move for a first down. After the holding penalty on the defense, Stingray ball, they trail 23-0 after the 53-yard touchdown pass from Aschenfelder to Toffer. The Stingrays got 3 out wide, right, 1 left. Movement before the play. We'll see which side this is against. And it's a false start on Atlantic Coast. 1st and 15 from their own 42. I think Atlantic Coast, they can't abandon the run even though they're down. You got to work the sidelines in the pass, and you got to try to get outside the tackles in the run. Get your playmakers behind that first level of defense on the defensive line, which has been a struggle in the run. But I feel the Stingrays, they're going to have to try to find a way. Shotgun formation. Snap looked to come early as delayed response from the offense. Ball tipped at the line on the pass. Tice Donnelly Stop Phillips rolling right.
Incomplete. Second down.
I believe the center snapped the ball a little early as Phillips looked surprised at quarterback. He ran right. The offense just kind of stopped for a second, then ran the play, but broke down before they could fix it. Second down and 15. Three out wide to the left, one right. Knight's got three down on the defensive line. And it looks like Andrew Jenkins jumped at nose guard.
Offside. Creekside.
Jenkins got a little antsy.
5-yard penalty. Remaining second down.
It'll be second down and 10. The running back is Wellman. He's in shotgun to the left. Same formation with the wide receivers. Three out wide left, one right. And that's Rico Walker. Knights have got three with their hand in the dirt and creeping forward on the defensive line is outside linebacker Tice Donnelly. Phillips, little dump off pass. It's a screen to the left side and a big loss on the play. Carlton Cogdill is stopped way behind the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up third down and 14 for Atlantic Coast.
Tackle by number 21, Brody Go.
10 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. The Knights struck first with a big-time passing touchdown. Ashenfelder with 3 on the night, tying his total from last week against Fleming Island, a game in which he had 303 yards through the air and 3 touchdowns, including one to give the Knights the lead with 50 seconds to go. One of the best games we've seen from Ashenfelder as the Knights quarterback, and he's followed that up with a nice performance against Atlantic Coast. Flags fly, and this is going to be a delay of game against the offense. There's no play clocks out here at Atlantic Coast High School, so they keep track of that on the field. You don't really know where they're at, but they've been cutting it close a lot tonight. That's their second delay of game. Third and 19 for the Atlantic Coast Stingrays. They got to get to the Creekside 44. Phillips under pressure. He's brought down from behind. Tice Donnelly in with the sack. And the Stingrays keep going backwards. It's going to be fourth down and 22 yards for the punt team. On to punt this one away. Here's Justin Carrero. The snap is good. The kick away. Cooper Dixon has time to receive. He takes it in around the 35. Now forward to the 50. Still in bounds. He's knocked out on the Knights sideline in Atlantic Coast territory. He'll be around the 45-yard line. So this Creekside team has got a golden opportunity to put this one away in the third quarter. Ball on the 46-yard line. Here's Ashenfelder and the Knights. 2 wide receivers left. 1 out wide right. Tight end blocking in pistol formation, Garrido. It's a little screen pass left, Caleb Taylor. Birch, he's got some room. He's past the 40 before he's knocked out of bounds. I'll bring up second down and 2 yards for Creekside on the 38. Aschenfelder again in pistol, looking left to pass, steps up in the pocket, feeling the pressure. He escapes forward on the run, brought down inside the 35. He got the first down. They'll place him on the 33-yard line. Actually put him on the 32. If you haven't been tuning into this game, no hash marks, so we're making our best estimates out on the field. They have Garrido on the run. He gets forward inside the 30. Down at the 26. Second and 4. Garrido running right. And the ball's out, but whistles blew before the ball was on the ground. Garrido a little slow to get up for Creekside. Ball placed on the 25. 3rd and 3 for Creekside. Nate Black in it, running back for Creekside. They give left. Nate Black. And he's not going anywhere. He's going to be shy of the first down. Just getting past the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1. 4th and 2 coming up for Creekside. They're leaving the offense on the field. Danny Aprobato enters the game as running back. Tight end Earl out wide right with 2 other receivers, Birch and Toffer. Aschenfelder running left, trying to get the first down. And it's all going to depend on the spot. He fell forward near the first down marker. He's close. But the officials are signaling short. It is Atlantic Coast football. So on their own 23, the Stingrays take over. 6:07 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is a very interesting football atmosphere out here at Atlantic Coast High School. We got music playing throughout the whole game from a DJ on the track in front of the student section. The dance team and the cheerleaders, they got a lot of stamina as they've been dancing all night along with the student section. As Atlantic Coast with the football running right. Phillips fires down the sideline. Out of bounds, incomplete. Second down and 10. Coming up for Atlantic Coast after the water break. Our score, Creekside 23, Atlantic Coast nothing. That one painter first. Looking for a realtor to help you with your real estate transactions? Contact Jason Purvis with Next Home First Coast. Jason has years of experience in real estate with more than 75 successful closed transactions. Jason is a Durban Crossing resident and Creekside parent helping people buy and sell real estate across Northeast Florida. He'll provide you with a personalized real estate experience. Contact Jason today at 802-373-8543 or Jason at nexthomefirstcoast.com. Atlantic Coast football on their own 23-yard line. They trail 23-0 against the Creekside Knights. Second down and 10 as the Stingrays trying to put together a comeback. They trailed 21 at the half last week against Rains. They got to get something going. That's a good start on a little dump-off pass to the running back. Bell's going to have enough for the first down. Up at the 35-yard line, Atlantic Coast moves the chains.
Bell's carry is good for a Stingray first down.
Stingrays break the huddle back by the 30. They got 3 out wide to the right. And Walker alone to the left. Shotgun formation. And the ball on the ground. Snap went off the hands of Zachary Phillips at quarterback. He's able to fall on it, but it's going to be a loss of 7 yards. Second and 17. On the 28. Creekside. Running their 3-4 defense. They got Cole Long down on the line with the Jenkins twins, Andrew and Tyler. Noah Conahay, the outside linebacker, down on the line as well. Pass complete. Short gain for Rico Walker. Just to the 30-yard line. That'll gain 3 to the 31.
No gain on the play.
Be 3rd and 14. They got to get to their own 45. They're sitting on the 31. Atlantic Coast is running out of time in this game. 4:05 to go here in the third quarter. And the way this offense is moving the ball, they got to find ways to get it rolling. They need to find ways to get points on the board. Phillips looking to pass. Under pressure, he breaks out of the pocket on the scramble. He's going to pick up around 3. It's going to be 4th down and 12 coming up for the Stingrays as they mark him down on the 33-yard line. Punt team onto the field. Cooper Dixon back on his own 40 to return the punt. Creekside already blocked 1 punt in this game. They're not bringing any pressure here, sitting back on the punt. Dixon brings it in, making a move. He's past the 45. He's not going to get much more after that. He'll be down around the 46, 47. So the Knights again with the ball at midfield. They're facing a really good defense in Atlantic Coast. They've been able to get 23 on the board. Part of that due to good field position. So they actually marked Dixon down on the 45. Out comes Creekside. They feel they're really a touchdown away from sealing this one on the road. Aschenfelder's got 3 out wide, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Drops back to pass, 3-step drop under pressure. He fires to Caleb Taylor Birch. Incomplete over the middle. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Atlantic Coast has done a nice job of not giving Aschenfelder too much time to throw. When they have, he's made him pay. But the defensive line has been able to apply a lot of pressure to Sean Aschenfelder in the backfield, and they bring it here. Screen pass. Nate Black's got it past the 50 into Atlantic Coast territory. He's forward inside the 40. He's going to be down
Flag
shy of 35. But there's a flag on the play. This one's going to come back. I think it was holding on Creekside. Blocking the back. So a big gain for the Knights is coming back. As the officials mark off the foul, it's a block in the back. And that'll bring up second down and 18 after the penalty.
Welcome back by Creekside.
Atlantic Coast got 4 down on the line of scrimmage. Linebackers creeping forward. They do bring 4. It's play action. Aschenfelder being chased down. Breaks a sack. Fires down the field. It is incomplete. Danny Aprobato, the intended receiver. Aschenfelder almost had to sling that crossbody. He was going against his body weight. Fell just shy.
Third down
And Aprobato couldn't bring it in. It would have been a tough ball to catch. Hit the ground. A close play on the Atlantic Coast sideline. So it's 3rd and 18. 2 out wide right, 1 left. Is Aschenfelder under pressure from 2. He fires a screen pass to Birch, which is complete. He's going to be down shy of the 50-yard line. A good gain on 3rd down. But he's going to be far short of the first down markers. It will be 4th and 5, and the Knights are going to elect to punt this away. This Knights offensive line has not really been holding up here against this pass rush. Aschenfelder's feeling way too much pressure in the pocket. Part of that's been by design on a couple screen passes. Other than that, I feel it's the tackles getting beat on the outside. So the punt is away. Fair catch called for. Ball dribbling inside the 15 will be down around the 10-yard line. So a beautiful punt from Cooper Maurer. As Atlantic Coast will take over on the 11. This is an offense that needs points, being shut out down 23-0 at home with 2:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Stingrays, they got to find some way to get the ball moving. And we've been saying that these last few possessions, they got to find a way. But Creekside's defense has just held up, not allowing anything through. Outside of a couple big plays from this offense, they've been held silent tonight. 1st down and 10. Three out wide left, 1 right. It's a handoff. Just a carry up the middle, going to be forward for a minimal gain. That was Wellman running forward for a gain of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. On their own 14, the Stingrays meeting for the huddle. Back by the 10-yard line. Not a fast-paced offense, that's for sure. Phillips in pistol, flips it to his running back to the right. Wellman trying to fight forward for yards, but there are none there. Just able to get 1 on the pitch, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6 on the 15. Third and 7. 1:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Stingrays getting the call from the sideline. I feel like eventually they got to go back to that matchup of Taylor Kennedy one-on-one. They're looking left. It's a little dump off to the flat. The running back Scheibel is the receiver. He's going to be shy of the 20-yard line. At the 19, it's going to be 4th down and 2 yards to go. And Atlantic Coast making no move to the punt team. They know they got to get points. And they know that's probably got to come right here on this drive. The offense staying out there on their own 19-yard line. Big play coming up here. 4th and 2. 10 seconds to go in the third. Here's the snap. It's a little jet sweep, and they are not going to have enough. Creekside gets the stop on 4th down. And they're going to take over in the red zone when we begin. Oh, the clock stops for a change of possession with 4 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And the Knights don't have to be aggressive on offense. The run's kind of gotten sealed up by that Atlantic Coast defense. They've made the adjustments. They've held the Knights' run game silent since that first quarter. And Sean Aschenfelder has been under constant pressure trying to throw the ball here these past few quarters. Right here, it's a little dump-off pass that's batted down at the line. No whistle for an incomplete pass. I think they're going to say it was a fumble. Backing the ball up to the 35. They're saying it was a backwards pass to Danny Aprabato that was batted down at the line by the defensive end, Melpress. And that'll set up 2nd down and 26 yards for Creekside. Since it was a fumble, the clock will run, and that'll take us into the 4th quarter. Creekside will have a 2nd down and 26. When we return, you are listening to Creekside and Atlantic Coast live on Schlick Sports. Baker Sports is proud to be a partner and apparel provider for the Creekside Knights. With all the vendors Baker's offers, you can get your gear covered from cheerleading to football to fans. We are a one-stop shop for top-quality sports apparel and equipment. Call us at 904-388-8126 for all your sporting good needs. Knights football as we return for the 4th quarter of action. Creekside leads 23-0 in Atlantic Coast. They've got a 2nd down and 26 awaiting them as they got the ball back after the failed 1st down. 4th down on the 19-yard line of Atlantic Coast. However, a fumble forced loose. The Knights were able to recover. Back on the 35. As the chains are stuck on the other side of the field. Trying to get that figured out. We got one moving. Do we have two? Yes, we do. The chains are to the 50, to the 45, 40. They're making their way downfield. They try to set up in the wrong position. Down into the red zone. The chains are forward to the 19. Actually, they're placing it on the 20. So that's going to gift Creekside a yard for the 1st down. So it's 2nd and 25. Aschenfelder looking to take a shot to Arrows Choffer. It is incomplete on the near sideline. 3rd and 25. For the Creekside Knights, they tried to dial up a shot there on 2nd down and very long. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the run here, try to get into field goal range. No, they're looking to pass. Ashenfelder looking for another shot. Caleb Taylor Birch is there. He brings it in inside the 20-yard line forward to the 14, but a flag will fly. It won't be enough for the 1st down. And we're going to see what this call is. The officials discussing and Creekside going backwards. It's an offensive pass interference on the Creekside Knights. So instead of 4th down and 4 yards on the 14, that's going to end up going way back. We're looking at the 50-yard line. So Creekside's got to get to the 10. They've got 40 yards to go. Yeah, you heard that right. It's 3rd down and 40 for the Creekside Knights. After a fumble recovered for the Knights back at the 35 and that offensive pass interference, Creekside has got to get 40 yards. Atlantic Coast staying aggressive on defense. No one more than 10 yards back. Ashenfelder looks to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires down the sideline. It is picked off, intercepted by Atlantic Coast, trying to run it back. Still on his feet, no number yet on the player who picked it. He's down shy of the 40-yard line. And that is Jamarcus Jones. Normally a wide receiver. He's out there playing DB. He comes away with the interception on 3rd down and 40. And it is Atlantic Coast football on their own 38. Well, that is a botched opportunity by Creekside. They get the ball inside the red zone. They can't cash in. Part of this credit to Atlantic Coast defense. Part of this is just Creekside. That pass falls incomplete off the hands of the running back Scheibel. Part of this Creekside, you got to execute. You got to get points. You got to at least get a field goal out of that possession. It ends in an interception on 3rd and 40. Definitely a lot to clean up on offense for Creekside heading into next week against Ponte Vedra. With this win, there's a chance Creekside can make it in, even if they lose to the Sharks, but that's not a guarantee. They got to get a win at home next week. Under pressure, Phillips fires a little dump-off pass, and the receiver is met by Jackson Earl like a freight train. Rams right into him for a loss of 2. 3rd down and 12 for Atlantic Coast. 11:10 on the clock. So on 3rd and 12, Atlantic Coast in no hurry to run these offensive plays. You're down 23. You got to have a sense of urgency here. Instead, they're watching time tick off the clock. And timeout's eventually going to be called by the Stingrays with 10:34 on the clock. His time was running out for them to get a playoff. So when we return, it'll be 3rd down and 12 for Atlantic Coast. When we return, you are listening to Creekside Football on Schlick Sports. Baker Sports is proud to be a partner and apparel provider for the Creekside Knights. With all the vendors Baker's offers, you can get your gear covered from cheerleading to football to fans. We are a one-stop shop for top-quality sports apparel and equipment. Call us at 904-388-8126 for all your sporting good needs. Fourth quarter of action. It's 3rd down and 12 for Atlantic Coast. Phillips firing down the field. It is batted down by Brian Padilla. Coming in there from strong safety with his 7th pass defense this year. 4th down and 12. And it seems that the white flag has been raised as Atlantic Coast is on to punt this one away on 4th down and 12. So a familiar sight for the Stingrays as on to punt it away is Justin Carrero. Creekside's defense having a great game against the Stingray offense as the punt is in the air. High arcing punt brought in just past the 40-yard line at the 42. It's a fair catch from Cooper Dixon. So a 10-19 to go. Creekside takes over. And you got to imagine right here, they're going to kill some clock. First down and 10 on their own 42. Play action. Ashenfelder running right under pressure. He's going to throw this one away. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up for Creekside. Atlantic Coast has only been shut out once this year, and that was at Mandarin on September 15th. They lost that game 30-0. That's a team that Creekside beat in an absolute thriller early on this season. On 2nd and 10, Danny Aprobato takes the handoff. He gets up past the 50-yard line to the Atlantic Coast 49. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Creekside Knights. Knights quick to the line. They give to Nate Black. He's got the first down. Tripped up shy of the 45, but it's enough for the first. On the Atlantic Coast 45. Here's 1st down and 10. Ashenfelder, play action, firing down the field for Caleb Taylor Birch. He missed him by just about a yard downfield. Knights still taking their shots, up 23-0 with 9.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 10. They hand left to Nate Black. And he's forward for about 9 yards, maybe falling forward for the first after contact. They place the ball on the 35, and the chains will move. 1st down and 10. Ashenfelder dropping back to pass. Under pressure, it's tipped at the line. Rocco Ripa going to take it in, but that is going to be a loss of around 18 yards. They're actually going to make it 19. Ball tipped at the line again. Ripa came back to bring it in. He was immediately met by the defense. 2nd down and 19. They give to Nate Black, running left. He's going to be tackled for a loss of yardage. Great defensive play there from Atlantic Coast, getting into the backfield all over that run play. 3rd down and 22. Clock ticking down under 8.5 minutes. Our score, Creekside 23, Atlantic Coast nothing. Out here in Jacksonville. Play action, Ashenfelder evading pressure, but not for long. As a flag flies after the play. That was Hardy in on the sack. Well, it wasn't a sack as Ashenfelder was able to get forward for about 3. Hardy not happy with the flag. It's going to be unsportsmanlike, I believe, on the Wake Forest commit. Hardy has made his impact in this game on that defensive line coming off the edge. So they move the ball forward. It's actually a personal foul. 15 yards, and Creekside leaving the offense out there on 4th down and 9. After being backed up quite a bit for the second straight offensive possession, they're trying to end this. 4th and 9, Ashenfelder firing, complete to Arrows Choffer. He's got the first down. No, they're going to mark him down. He ran forward for the first down, but they're saying his knee was down shy of the first. Around the 28-yard line.
Turnover on down.
So Stingrays take over the ball on the 28. First and 10 here. 8 minutes exactly to go. Still 23-0 Creekside as Phillips drops back to pass. He's under pressure. There's going to be a holding call. Tice Donnelly was tackled pretty much in his pursuit of the quarterback Phillips. That'll bring him back 10 yards. And it'll be first down and 20 for the Stingrays. Creekside next week is going to have a critical game against Ponte Vedra, who currently sits number 2 in 4S Region 1. There's actually a chance that if Creekside wins next week, they could face Ponte Vedra not only in their Week 11 finale, but in round 1 of the playoffs. But first, they got to win that game. Trying to set the tone against Atlantic Coast today. First and 20, Phillips looking to pass over the middle, nearly intercepted. Luke Milliner got hands on it, and Colton Lavelle nearly got it on a second effort. Second down and 20. Timeout Creekside called before this second down and 20 play. 7:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this break on Schlick Sports. Baker Sports is proud to be a partner and apparel provider for the Creekside Knights. With all the vendors Baker's offers, you can get your gear covered from cheerleading to football to fans. We are a one-stop shop for top-quality sports apparel and equipment. Call us at 904-388-8126 for all your sporting good needs. Back on the field here in the fourth quarter, 7:47 on the clock. Creekside leads 23-0 over Atlantic Coast. Second down and 20 for the Stingrays as Phillips, a three-step drop, steps forward to pass. He's got his man Taylor Kennedy forward for a gain of around 9 yards. It'll be third down and 11. Surprised the Stingrays haven't tried to hit Kennedy more when they've targeted him. He's been open. He's made some big catches in this game, but he hasn't gotten many looks. So on 3rd and 11, they look to him again. The pass short of Kennedy, but he's able to go down and grab it, practically laying on his side. It's not going to be enough for the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 5 yards. Atlantic Coast, no choice but to leave the offense on the field. With 6:50 to go, they're on their own 33. Here's the snap. Phillips under pressure in the pocket, escapes right, trying to take it himself. He is going to get to the 35, but not to the first down. As the Knights offense will take over yet again.
Brought down short of the first down. Turnover on downs.
I feel like Creekside here, they've not been shy. They're still trying to pass the ball here in the 4th quarter. They've struggled a little bit against this man press and a lot of pressure on their quarterback, Ashenfelder. Looks like they're laying off here. Up 23, 6 minutes and 31 seconds to go. They've got the backups in. Harrison Miller at quarterback hands it off to Nate Black, who's going to lose a yard on 1st and 10. Timeout called for an official water break. When we return here on Schlick Sports, 6:24 to go in this one. Creekside leads 23-0. You are listening to Creekside Football live on Schlick Sports. Back after the water break. It's 2nd down and 11 for the Creekside Knights. As Harrison Miller gives to Nate Black running up the middle. He's going to be forward for 7-8 yards on the carry. Not going to be enough for the first down inside the 30. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 yards to go on the 29. They got to get to the 25.
3rd down.
It's another handoff. Black gets past the 25. Inside the 20. He's tackled by the ankles by Nico Evans. Into the red zone to the 18-yard line.
First down,
Knights pick up the first down. And a little bit more. Harrison Miller, the junior, in at quarterback. Gives again to Nate Black. This time he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, maybe losing yards on that carry. We're going to call it a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. Miller's appeared quite a few games this year. He's completed 5 of 9 passes for 115 yards, no touchdowns to 1 interception. That moment everyone's going to remember from him this year, that 4th down and 19 against Richmond Hill, where he comes in after Ashenfelder couldn't go for a snap. As he hands off to Black up the middle. First down, inside the 15, not enough for a first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 6. 5 minutes to go, and the clock running here in the 4th. Miller on that play tripped, nearly fell down. Stayed on his feet somehow as he gives to Black up the middle. He's going to get forward to the 11. It's going to be a 4th down and 3 yards to go. Miller ended up completing a large pass to get the first down and keep that game alive temporarily for Creekside. 4th and 3, Creekside going for it. Play action over the middle. It is complete inside the 5. Wait. Yes, it is. Callan Quilalen on the catch. A dot on the slant route from Harrison Miller, completed inside the 5, forward to the 3. It's 1st and goal. Miller gives to Black, running through the line. Whistles blow the play dead at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and goal. The officials now discussing something inside the 15. They might have blown that play dead too early, as it looked like Black was going to break into the end zone. They're going to replay 1st down, it looks like. So it'll be 1st and goal again from the 3. Miller signals the play call to the offense. Creekside got 2 tight ends in on the left side of the offensive line. That's Reed Long and Oscar Earl, both former linebackers who made the switch to tight end. Talking about Long this week, who's made that switch in the past couple of weeks. He's picked up the position really fast, and Creekside, they're not afraid to throw him the ball either. As they give to Black. He's going to be tackled around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd down and goal coming up. It's the clock running inside 3 minutes and 40 seconds. One wide receiver out wide on either side. It's a give left to Black. And this time, he's going to lose yards, it looks like. Back to the 4-yard line. It's 3rd and goal. You wonder if Creekside keeps it on the ground or if they try to attack him through the air. Looking to pass for Carson Kellaway in the end zone. It is incomplete on the near side by the back pylon. Just let him a little too much. Great coverage on the play from Keyshawn Love. That'll bring up 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. With 3:03 to go, on comes the field goal unit. And Adam Esmond to attempt the kick. Esmond, the junior, left-footed, gets it up, and it is good. Adam Esmond with the field goal. Special teams guys fired up. Esmond runs to the sideline, meets his head coach, his special teams coach, Micah Canterbury, embraces in a hug, and the Knights take a 26-0 lead with 2:59 remaining in this game. Night scoring plays are brought to you by Baker Sporting Goods. Gear up for greatness. We'll be back with the home stretch of this one when we return on Schlick Sports. Back at Atlantic Coast High School, Adam Esmond gets ready to kick this one away for Creekside after the field goal. The Knights lead 26-0 out here at Atlantic Coast High School. And they will become the first team in this matchup to win on the road. After 4 meetings between these two teams, the home team had always won in Creekside. Breaks their streak of losses at Atlantic Coast. If they can hold on and prevent a miracle comeback, is with a little bit of space. Nico Evans on the return, gets up past the 40 after bringing it in inside the 10. Good return there from the junior. As the Stingrays will take over at the 42-yard line. Here's first down and 10. Starters remain out there for Atlantic Coast. Creekside will return home next week for their season finale against Ponte Vedra, a major game. Is under pressure. Phillips is brought down from behind. Creekside in for the sack is Tony Grubbs. There are flags on the play. We'll see who this is against. And there's a penalty on both sides, but they're going to be offset. So it'll be first down and 10 again from the 42. 2:45 to go in this one. As I mentioned, Creekside with that big game against Ponte Vedra next week at home. Be sure to make your way out there for that one, as that is going to be huge for the 4S District 1 playoff race. Is under pressure. Phillips is going to be sacked. Multiple Knights in there to bring him down. Noah Sitarski in there along with, well, there were 3 of them. We're getting low on the spotting board, so we're trying to spot everybody on here. Noah Sitarski was in there to bring him down from linebacker, along with Will Armel. Second down and 15. Firing over the middle, incomplete. Is Talmadge Tomberlin, the sophomore, in at quarterback. Stands at 6'0", 185. Still face a 3rd and 15. With 1:49 to go. The Stingrays meeting by the sideline for their play call. As they trot back out there for 3rd and 15, they'll wrap up their season next week. Try to find a way to sneak into the playoffs. They got Fletcher on the road. As Tomberlin airs this one out down the field, there's going to be a pass interference called on Sean VR. As that one was such a high arcing pass. Probably wouldn't have been caught, but VR dragged his man down, and that'll give Atlantic Coast potentially a first down. They run the ball forward 15 yards, and it is enough for the first. First down and 10 in Creekside territory on the 47. If Atlantic Coast can manage the upset against Fletcher next week, you got to imagine they could find a way in. That is a tough matchup on the road against the Beach Rats. They're going to have to find a way to get this offense going. Still nothing on the scoreboard, down 26-0. Try and get something to carry into this next week. Not going to do it like that. Tackle for loss made by Will Armel. As he hit the running back in the flat. And that was the sophomore Aiden Amaya. Clock running down to 1:20. Here's 2nd and 11. Tomberlin out of the game is back in at quarterback is Zachary Phillips. Got 2 receivers on either side. He looks to pass. Under pressure, he fires it down the field, and it is intercepted! David Beasley picks it off for the Creekside Knights. And that'll seal this victory on the road at Atlantic Coast. How about that for the junior Beasley? Made the most of his opportunity. 1 tackle all year, and with time running out in this ball game, he comes away with the interception. And he gets to raise the turnover belt on the other side of the field. The Creekside faithful fired up. As out come the Knights' offense to put this one away. No victory formation. They're in a pistol formation. Hand it off up the middle. Going nowhere on the carry was Parker Herron. Clock ticks under 40 seconds. We're going to have one more play before this one comes to an end. It's another give to Herron up the middle. Going to get a yard or 2 on the carry. And the clock will tick down to 000s. Creekside comes on the road and asserts their dominance over Atlantic Coast, coming away with a 26-0 victory. Stomping on the party on senior night over here at Atlantic Coast High School. Well, that'll do it for our action out here in Jacksonville, Florida tonight. The Knights come away with their 5th victory of the season and set themselves up for their Win Your In game next week against Ponte Vedra. I will see you then, but for now, I'm Noah Schlick signing off, saying good night from Atlantic Coast High School.